Hi, welcome to the presentation of this app Wangafu. I'm German Kobe and I will be presenting you this app, taking you through how it works. So the app Wangafu is actually a governance tool that we have built up to help bring transparency, more transparency into electoral processes in Africa. So we've all noticed that in Africa we have election result disputes most of the time, and this dispute lead the people, the followers of the candidates, to extreme violence and atrocities, and the result with the death of many people and others becoming refugees in other countries. So we want to stop seeing these kinds of scenarios in Africa. So we have brought up this app that will help confirm what really happened in the ballot box. So with this, it will be difficult to dispute the results without facts. So this is a transparency tool to help everybody that will have access to this app to know what really happened in the ballot box. So how does it work? So this app actually can only be modified by active observers. We mean by active observers the people who will be mandated to enter the data in this app. So the active observers will be in each polling station. So in the polling station on the due days of the elections, they will be in the polling station. And then after the electors, the voters, have casted their votes in the ballot box physically, they will confirm their votes on the app digitally through the active observers. So this app is just a digital tool of transparency, as I said before. So whenever someone finishes casting his votes in the ballot box, he just confirms it through our app. So this is actually to know what is happening in the ballot box. So how does it work? So the active observers will log in. So they have a specified credential that will help them log in. So as we are currently in Togo, let me choose the country. Togo. Yes, Togo is here. So I will identify myself with the number. So it needs to be a number that is working, actually. So you log in, the active observer login. So we can see that we have many election processes going on around. So in Kenya, for example, here on the top, at the top, we have a legislative election. In Turkmenistan, we have a referendum. In Togo here, the present day, we have election going on. In Spain as well, Albania as well. In Morocco, we have a referendum. So we have many processes going on. So this is an app that we are not going to use only in one country, but it's an app that we can use in all the countries all over Africa. This is a transparency tool, actually. So when the active observer comes in, he logs in into the election that they are currently mandated to cast, to help the citizens cast vote for. So we are in Togo currently. So as today, 13 February 2019, there are elections going on currently. So the active observers go in. So we have the details of the elections here. So we have the polling stations. We have 46 polling station. We have 46 polling stations. We have 5 candidates currently. So here, this is where we can vote. So these are the polling stations. So we have 46 polling station. We choose our polling station. Let us assume this is our polling station. We choose it. Okay, so here we have access to the candidates, and then we can choose one we can vote for. So we have at the top here, we have spoiled ballots for people who will optionally choose not to vote for anybody, so they can vote for spoil ballot, and for those who actually chose one among the contestants, the candidates, so they can choose one. Suppose this is the candidates that we are choosing here, and then here we come at the bottom. Then the active observer confirms. You confirm your votes here. So your vote is taken into account and remain secret. So every vote is meant to remain secret. So we actually took care of that in the background, in the back end. So the person uh, has been the voter, the elector has been given the app after the active observer logged in for him, because only the active observers are mandated to enter data. So in order to keep the vote secret, the active observer log in and then gives the phone, the smartphone, to the voter at this page, at this present page, and then the voter casts his vote. I mean, confirms his vote, because he just voted in the ballot box physically, so he confirms the votes here. Okay, so after doing that, then we can go out, and then another voter can come, and then the active observer continue the process. So this is actually what happens and how we can help people confirm their votes. And then let's see, and then here is where we can count the votes. Okay, so as the elections are not over, we can't see the result yet, and we have programmed it so that the results will be out on the due date of the National Electoral Commission. So the results won't be out before, just because we don't want to create dispute, but we actually want to prevent dispute. So the results will be out on the due dates that will be scheduled by the National Electoral Commission. So on that day, everybody can have access to the app by downloading it and seeing the results. So the difference is that everybody can download the app and see what's going on, but not everybody is mandated to enter data. Only the active observers can enter data into the app. So it's just to make sure that only the people who came out on the elections day are the one who are actually voting. We don't want people to be sitting back home and then voting back home through the app. This will bring mistakes into the calculations, because those are people who did not come to the ballot box. So this tool is actually meant to help know what happened in the ballot box. So we have made sure that only the people who came out on the election day will be able to cast their votes through the digital app as a confirmation of what they did in the ballot box. So let's go back and see. For example, on the 12th March 2020, there is a legislative election in Kenya. So let's see what happens. So we know that the 12th March 2020 is still ahead, as we are currently in 2019. So we have 9 candidates, 18 polling stations, and then let's try to vote. So let's see, this is my candidate, for example. But when I come to confirm my vote here at the bottom, they say you cannot vote yet. It means people can vote only on the due dates of the elections. So we know that in every election, nobody can vote ahead of the time or after the time. So on the election day, the app will open the vote here too, so the active observers can confirm the vote, can help the citizens confirm their votes here. So nobody can cast his votes ahead of time. This is to prevent fraud and all of issues that are bringing doubt on the process. So let's go back and see what happens when we, for example, choose something. There is a referendum in Maroc. Okay. Dominican Republic, for example, there are municipal elections. Let's see what happens there. So the elections were scheduled for 13 March 2018. So So 2018 is already in the past. So let's see what happens. They have 9 polling stations for candidates. Let's see. So choose my candidates, and then they say you cannot vote anymore. So it means either in the past or in the future you can vote. You can only vote on the due date and at the active hours. When the vote close officially, you cannot vote through the app either. So this is meant to prevent fraud. So as we said, we have taken care of these aspects to make sure there is transparency into the process. So this is a transparency tool. It's actually meant to help prevent the violence that follow election disputes. So if everybody knows what happened in the ballot box, there will be no need for dispute anymore. And if ever dispute should still be in the process, people will actually know if the candidates have the right to dispute the results or not. And even the international community can know actually what happened in the ballot box and not just to choose the party of someone because of their feelings or their reasons or their interests, but they will choose a side in the contest due to what has happened in the ballot box, and I mean by that what the people has really decided. We don't want to see people rigging the power again anymore in Africa, but we want to see people that have been actually chosen by the people to be in power, and we want to prevent also violence that follow election disputes in electoral processes. This is the opportunity for us to start seeing a new era where we don't need to have dispute after elections, but we can have candidates congratulating their fellows upon winning the elections and working together for the welfare of our continent. This is the Africa we want. This is what we need. Thank you. I'm Jermaine Kobe from Togo, and I work in team with Andre Degbe and Evans Malik Yeme. Thank you.